welcome to another exciting edition of the Sarah Stevenson Tuesday Morning Forum. My name is Winston Robinson. I am I'm a facilitator along my co-facilitators, Ms. Laura McCletty, Ms. Carlinia Ivory Canty, Ms. Jackie Edwards Walton, Ms. Natalie McElrath, our timekeeper, Ms. Mary Johnson, Mr. Shea Abdullah, Mr. Gary Young, Jasmine Wright, Steve Johnson, our website editor and archivist, Ms. Aretha Sherrill, our chaplain, and our house musician, Dr. Thomas. Come on now. Our forum runs from 8:30 a.m. to 9:45 a.m., at which time we will pause for announcements from the audience. Announcements can also be sent to Steve at sjohnston, with a T, Johnston, at TuesdayForumCharlotte.org. We always begin with a prayer. We always have Miss Aretha, our chaplain, who has not been in a few weeks, to lead us in prayer, so we have any volunteers. Anybody want to lead us in that? All right, come on, do it. Keep the thing. All right. Gracious Lord and Heavenly Father, we ask you to bless this gathering. We thank you for allowing us to gather for another consecutive Tuesday where we share information, where we share history, where we share legacy, God. We ask you to bless this meeting on forward and the souls who attend. In Christ's name, amen. Get in and out. Yes, if this is your first time joining us, welcome. If you have any affiliations you would like to share, all right. Our guest today is a history maker. Ms. Linda Lockhart, the first woman, period, African American woman to become a firefighter in the states of North Carolina and South Carolina. Following our presentation, we will take a few questions from the audience. Please raise your hand and we will add your name to the list of questions in the order in which we put them down. Questions should be questions and no longer than a minute to start. Then we'll go down to 30 seconds. Also, the answer you receive is the answer you have to accept. We do not go back and forth. This is not a debate. We have again our timekeeper, Ms. Natalie McElrath, who will signal the time when the time limits are met. We will get a 30-second warning. But when she puts up that time, go ahead, wrap your thought up, and let's get moving. Without further ado, we will have Ms. Linda Lockhart. You've got 20 minutes to talk about your story. Ms. Time, you got a...
Yes, but I spoke to her earlier.
Okay.
I told her, just tell us.
And you go to use that for the...
Yes, we have a streaming audience. I know, we have a streaming audience in a room that flows in and out. So to make sure that it is captured for the archiving as well for our streaming audience, we ask that you use the microphone. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, Ms. Linda Lockhart.
Good morning. How's everybody doing?
Let me turn it on. There you go.
Okay. Good morning. How's everybody doing? Good. I'm doing just fine. My name is Linda Lockhart. As y'all know, I was the first black firefighter in North and South Carolina. I became that it was by accident. I was looking for a job.
Man or woman?
Yes. No, this first woman.
Okay.
Yes. I was looking for a job. And it kind of like fell in my life. As they say, I went back, I'm from South Carolina. Linda Lockhart from South Carolina, real South Carolina, little small town. I grew up in Charlotte. We came to Charlotte about in 1970, when they first started integrating real good. We came up here then, and I grew up in this area right here. Cordelia Park was our summertime day camp, as we say now. We would go swimming every day. I got my hair done down the street, the corner of the house. It's a coffee shop right there, and that brick house. It used to be a hairdressing place in there. That's the history of Charlotte. Charlotte has came a long way. This wasn't here. I mean, it was a long way. But we walked everywhere, which was good, and rode a bus for free. Do anybody remember the transfers? The paper transfers? No.
Yeah.
Oh, you remember that? See what I'm saying? That was a good old days, wasn't it? You had that transfer, you ride in for free. You always get that transfer when you get on the bus. To say that is, my mother had 6 kids. I'm the 4th child. So I'm like the baby girl. She only had 2 boys. She had 2 girls and 4 boys. I'm the baby girl. I became a firefighter. I gotta say this. Back in the day, the best thing to be was a meter reader. Y'all know what? Back in the day when I was coming up, the best job to have in Charlotte was to go out and read the meter for the water company. So they were having a big hiring process that day. I went down to put the application in. And the lady down there I knew, her name was Patricia Agers. She said, "Look, try for the fire department." I said, "What?" She said, "Girl, they hiring. You forget that here." She gave me the application. I put in for it. Never been in a fire station in my life. Didn't know what the job detailed. The only thing I know was you get good benefits. So I put in for it, didn't think no more about it. I got 1 letter, went down, took the application, the test, the written test. You remember the aptitude test you took in school who was coming to tell you what you're gonna be?
Yes.
It was one of them tests. So I passed that, got another letter. I said, "Ooh, passed that? Okay, I'm on my way." Got another letter for the physical agility test. Didn't know what it detailed or anything. Gets down there, I was scared to death. They had all this equipment out there. I had 2 guys. They looked at me and saw the house. I was about ready to walk away. They said, "No, come on, we're gonna take you through this." It was a white man named Dave Gardner and a black guy named Ronald McCoy. They got me on both sides and said, "Let's go." I never did anything like that for my life. We were running upstairs, downstairs, putting dummies, putting hoses, putting up ladders, putting an air pack on. And for only God did this for me, I made it through. Didn't even know I made it through. Went home, laid in the floor. I was so tired and so beat down. I didn't care if I got to jump or not. I was like, oh my God. Next thing I know, I had an oral interview. Walked in the room. It was so funny. They said, back then, I was weighing about 110 pounds. 110.5, 4'11", height. Walked in the room.
How old?
I was in my 20s, you know, I had it going on then. In my 20s. 25. You couldn't touch me with a 10-foot pole back then. I had it going on. Walked in there and they looked at me and said, "Are you Linda Lockhart?" They asked me 3 times. I said, "Yes, I am." "You have an ID?" I looked and got my license. "So you are Linda Lockhart?" I said, "Yes, I am." You know, 25 with a little attitude. "Yes, I am." So what's the problem? They said, "Okay." They asked me all these crazy questions. How you feel like to work around men? How you feel like to be around men? So I'm like, I got 5 brothers at home. What's the difference? When me and my mom, the only 2 girls at this time in the house, what's the difference in being around them, being around other people? Whereas close quarters, I live in a 3-bedroom house. You can't get no closer than that. And my mom thinking, "What are you talking about? I'm in North Charlotte. All the houses over there small." I mean, and then they said, "Okay." So it was a lady that did that. She gets up and walks out of the room. She comes back with Wendell White, city manager, and Don Stiegler, who was assistant city manager. Anybody remember that?
Absolutely.
Oh, see, she remember. Wendell White looks at me and told the people at the table, she will be in the next class. She has done everything y'all want her to do. She will be in the next class. I'm like, okay, what's going on? Because they was not going to hire me because of my height and my size. But thank God for Faye Harder, she got stuff. She was at the table with them too, doing the paperwork. And went out of the room and came back with those 2 guys at the old water place. Everybody know where the old water place used to be? The courthouse? That brick building right there on 4th Street. It's the old county, it's the old We was downstairs in that room right there. A glove, it was just, back there was City Hall and all that was in that building. Mm-hmm. You remember that? On 4th Street. Yep. And I came out of there and got the job. The job, I hated it. We ran 35 miles a week, come from somebody who never ran. I mean, they gave me, yes. My mother always told me, she said, you can do it, you don't got to, you put stay on there. I thought, okay, this y'all said, well, the benefits, you get the benefits, you know, this time you got health insurance, all that, it's good to have. I was to my mother like, okay. So I stayed on there, it was hard. It just, the physical part and the mental part was hard. It was challenging, but I made it through. But on my life, was me, this black girl named Justine Coffee was in my class. Me and her, we stood together. We did everything. We stood like glue. And one day, we was getting ready to graduate, and they called me and her aside. We was like, and they wanted us to sign some papers. I said, I'm not gonna sign it. Dave Gardner, once again, put us aside, said, do not sign those papers. But they give it to y'all that is wrong. I said, okay. We get in the office, they just sign papers. I said, I'm not signing that. I'm not gonna sign it. But you get out. So I went out, found out Justine's signed hers. You have a year probation. At 5 o'clock that day, before her year, an hour before her year probation was up, you know, they fired her. They fired her because she signed those papers. And I was thinking, thank God I didn't do that. So I go to the station. Didn't know I was the first black. I didn't set out to make history, and I was so long time ago. If you don't set out to make history, that's when you make it. I was just fighting to survive. And that job, it was a survivor every day. I got out of recruit class in January the 3rd, 1981. I graduated from the academy. First day at work, nobody spoke to me. I didn't know what to do. Showed up at the station, didn't know what to do. They did not show me anything. That one thing, I was like, okay. We worked 4 days on, from 8 to 6. 4 nights from 6 to 8 that morning. And we would always be sharing the shift with other people. And just that one shift had some black guys on it. And one of them stayed back for something, and he realized that they was not showing me anything. And he stayed back one day and showed me what I was supposed to do. Then the other black guys stayed back and showed me what to do. Ron McCoy, Fred Lowry, and Dave Taylor stayed back. And Don Brown showed me what I was supposed to do, how to answer the phone, what to do in the morning time, make sure my gear was on the truck, make sure my gear was secured on the truck. They showed me the truck. I was working with 4 white guys. They would not talk to me. I went 6 months, nobody said a word to me. That's how it was. Went 6 months, nobody talking to me. I would have to go to other stations and get those guys to show me what I need to do. Or either get the black guys on B shift to show me what I need to do. That went on for about 6 months. We went to a car one night. It was the craziest thing. You had to get out the truck to help back the truck up. I got off the truck to help the guy to back up. They left me in the middle of the road on Wood Street. And don't forget the Wood Street on South Boulevard. Left me in the middle of the road. One of the neighbors saw me standing. He said, I'll give you a ride back to the station. And I got back there and like nothing never happened. They left me in the, I'm serious, in the middle of the road. I'm like, yeah? And he said, no, don't worry. I would, one of the neighbors in Wood Street brought me back to the station. To say it was a hard road the whole time. I was in defenseless mode the whole time I was on the fire department. And I was there 25 years. It wasn't easy. I went into a world where it's only supposed to be men, especially, it only supposed to be like for white men. For me to come in and invade their space, as they say, was a taboo. And I was a taboo, or like a thorn in their side the whole time I was there. Because not because of what I did to them, because of the color of my skin. While I was there, they gave me pure hell. So the day I left, Ken Coops was the first one to interview me when I came in the fire department. I didn't know I had made history until he told me that I had made history. Like that's something, the day I left, he was right there doing another interview with me. Which I thank him for that, for giving me that knowledge I didn't know. And the whole time I was there, like I said, I was in fighting mode. You had to be aware of this around us and everything. And back then we went into a house. It's a crazy scene. And this lady told, I have got put out in many houses here in Charlotte. Trust me, many houses here in Charlotte, they didn't want me to touch them or even come in their house. And this was back in the 80s. Yeah, it was the 80s. This was the 80s. We do medical calls. I go in to help you with a heart attack. Oh, I don't want her to touch me. Fine with me. I would walk out of the house. I had got so used to walking down the house so it didn't bother me no more. That's because of color my skin. That was in the 80s. It really was. I mean, it was, you know, choice. Anybody know Nation for Road? Choice Circle? Yes. We was not allowed on Choice Circle. I would have to set the entrance, they go down and come back pick me up. It was in the 80s. You'd be surprised at what went on in the 80s that I learned here. But I also came from Greer, South Carolina, where black folks stayed on one side, white folks stayed on the other. So I was like kind of used to it, that they wouldn't shock at me because I was used to it, because of the way I was raised. You know, where I was raised, segregation time. So it didn't bother me then. I mean, they thought it was bothering me, but it didn't. I had got cussed out so many times. Oh my Lord. And we had one fire, which was funny, they knew I was scared of rats. They put a rat in the bed. Oh my God. So from then on, I would sit sitting in a chair, because we had to stay there overnight. I sat in a chair to sleep. We have fire down there on Lane, what we used to call Lanes, on South Boulevard. A dumpster fire, which is, they call it fire. They told me, get your leg off the truck, and you do this, you do that. So I also used to being cussed at and doing it, you know. And one of the guys, it was rats in it. Dumpster fire that Lance, where all the cookies at, in the field, you know rats in it. They threw me, rats was going in, and then somebody picked me up and threw me over in that dumpster.
What?
Yeah.
What?
And Jeremiah Houston, I never get that, came up, pulled a black guy, pulled me out and cussed him out. I was like, thank God. I mean, Jeremiah Houston said, you don't never get in a dumpster fire. I said, but I didn't get in there. He fussed, you know what I'm saying? Jeremiah Houston threw me in there. I was like, getting on my own. I mean, that's what I went through. Come back to the station, sometimes they was, they chewed tobacco, they would spit. As I walked through the door, they would like spit at my feet. I went through all of that to say that it's a decent place to work, but when it comes, even today, when it comes to women in the fire department, they have a rough time. Still today, it's going on today. They have a rough time. I mean, we fighting hair. They made me cut my hair. Hair couldn't be on your collar. They didn't adjust for that when women's came on. So we had to cut our hair. We kept our hair cut like real short. We couldn't wear this right here. No, I would have to cut my hair real short. I know I'm kind of all over the place. Is y'all keeping up with me? I'm just.
Oh yeah, we're looking for it.
And I got pregnant by a little fire department. This was crazy thing. Thank God for when the white gun still again came to my rescue. They put me downtown. I got cussed out for getting pregnant. how dare you come into the fire department and get pregnant, and you know we short-handed, and now they gonna have to take you up to church. You interfering with our vacation time and everything. Well, that day, they caught me on a good day. The words I said, my mother would slap me in my mouth. Cause I went ballistic that day. You know, when you're pregnant, your hormones active. They caught me on a good day that day. I cussed them out. So the words I said was not nice, and I didn't care. I was tired. I had a headache, and they're gonna put me downtown for this crap. I didn't ask you. But I said, I don't ask y'all when y'all go home, can y'all lay down with y'all wives? Why do you think for me to ask y'all can I lay down with my husband? Well, I ain't say it like that. That's a good point. I used to F word. I was so upset. They sent me home for 2 days because they know what to do with me. When the wife said, you hired women on this fire department and you don't have a policy for pregnant, when they get pregnant? Well, she should have came on the fire department and get pregnant. But I'm a woman. We had 2 other women on, but they wasn't really women. I was the only woman on the fire department. I have to say. And I could not believe what I went through when I got pregnant. I was like, oh my God, you think I was committed a sin? I mean, it was terrible. So they put me on light duties, and God bless my soul. I went through so much trauma, and so much in my mind, going on with my body, my mind, and I messed around and had God knows what's right. I had a miscarriage. Came back to work. Well, I guess we're gonna have to see if you're gonna come in here just to have babies. No, they didn't have that work. We didn't get a pregnancy policy until 20. What? Yes. 2010. I'm about 2010. We really got a written policy for the women on the fire department. That's how. Yes, it was 2010. Ain't that something? 2010. And at the bathroom, they sent me to 20 because I was married. I found out they sent me to 20 because I was married, and they had a locked bathroom. No bathrooms in Charlotte fire department was not fit for women. So 20 was the only one that had a locked bathroom. So they put me down there. But what they didn't realize is, if we going to call in the middle of the night to come back to use the bathroom, if the guys tie that bathroom up, where am I supposed to go? And that's what they did. They would, I mean, many times, forgive me for saying this, we had bunker pants. Sometimes I had to use the bathroom on myself, but they would hold the bathroom up so I couldn't get into it. This was in the 80s. This is what I went through. I went through a whole lot. It wasn't easy. I was in fight mode the whole time I was there. So people say, well, it's a good job. The people is okay, but you have to learn how to fit in. I mean, really, hold your tongue, fit in, smile when they say smile, laugh when they say laugh. Of atmosphere it was. That is how it was. It was terrible. I have went to station to work. Time out. If it's one station is short, they'll pull from 20 because we have 5 people. We go in the truck at all time to work at another station. I go to station 12 to go into the building. They lock me out. They wouldn't let me in the building. So I sat in my car that day for about 4 hours. And the chief came out and said, why you said, they said you ain't reported to work, so you ain't in the car, you need to go in the station. I said, they won't let me in. How can you go somewhere when they lock the door on you? I wanted you in. So I went back, they picked me up, took me down, I stayed down, took me downtown. And he saw a memo out over the intercom that should never happen again. Don't stay good with the wife. Praise the Lord for them too. Ooh. I mean, it was terrible. I mean, people didn't realize, and I didn't realize that I was in fight mode the whole time I was there. till after I left and the relax of, no, I had retired. It felt good to be relaxed on it from there. My last day at work, we do a time called time out. I couldn't work with my guys. This was in 2007. They sent me to another station to work. My last day there, I could not work with the guys I had worked with for 4 years. I was the first and the last person that ever happened to. And there's something. Well, it was a mistake, but I was the first one that ever happened to. From here on out, I have never heard it happen to anybody else again. Never again did it happen to me. But what got me was I was sitting at home one day, and this gentleman called me up and said, London, I said, hey, how you doing? How every time so good? He said, didn't they offer you a job for sewing? I said, yes. He said, go in and make them give you that job. I thought about it. I said, I don't know, Mag. He said, no, you get up now, go down there and tell them to give you that job. They're hiring a lot of white people back. Then you start hiring black people back now. I goes down there, get the job, and I hear so much stuff going on around me that I had blocked it out when I first was there. They got so upset that I went to the city council about it. This is what's going on in the fire department. It is a toxic place, fix it. And I was wondering, everybody said, well, why did you do that? You had such a hard time the first time. I said, the first time I was there for survival. This time I'm there to fight them on every principle they have of the wrong stuff that they are doing that don't need to go on no more. So I went back, and since then I've been on the news and I've been an evil. They call me the evil woman. Yes, they do. They call me. Then they would say Medea. Call me Medea. Oh, the heck, I'm Medea. I heard that so many times when I went back. And I just say, yes, Medea in the business of get y'all stuff together. Because y'all do something wrong, you know I'm gonna tell it. And they hated it. They hated it to this, they hated it. They to go on to say, Charlotte right now will not acknowledge me as the first black female firefighter. They had acknowledged Becky Brown as the first white woman firefighter, but they have not yet. I don't think they ever will, because I left kind of a taste in their mouth, didn't I? I left a taste in their mouth that they didn't like. Because I spoke up for everybody. People would call me and tell me what's going on. And I'm thinking, well, I can fight for you because I got my pension, they can't take it away. You still got your pension. I would be your fighter for you. And I became the rebel of the fire department. The rebel of the fire department. I was told, oh girl, we should never hire you the first time. Now you're back, you're giving us more trouble. But you shouldn't. But what I have done is, I was thinking I was doing was open up city council eyes up about the fire department, the toxic place that it is. But it has not been opened up. It's still toxic. And you know, it is 2025, that the hair law that was in place, fire department said it don't apply to them. And our hair had nothing to do with us fighting fires. I have brought that out. What my hair got to do with me fighting the fire? It don't have nothing to do with it. Wear your mask. You can make a mask for my face to seal for me to have long hair. But this is still going on. This is really going on. We have sued the fire department for discrimination against minorities. We had a black lady to sue because she didn't make captain. They overskipped her to go name off of this. But somehow, by the grace of God, somebody gave her that. They said, look, they're looking over you. She has to sue. Then we have the first black chief. She had to sue for her position because they said that they didn't think she could do the job. I mean, we are still out there now fighting on the fire department to make things right. And when I'm still fighting, because I still get phone calls, like I said, I can help them fight to help them save their job, because they'll be in jeopardy. They can put into the meeting, but cuss me out, oh, they cuss out so many times. It's like, who cares? So I'm still helping them to fight to get their job, and to say that the job that I had, the people what made the job. I had one white man that came to me and said, I notice you, and this is your strength, this is what I want for you. His name was Mick Cornett. He was my captain. He sat me down one day, he looked at me, everybody said he was a redneck, but he was a good redneck. He said, I know your strength, this is what I want from you. And I gave him it every day, and when he became my captain, praise the Lord, I had no more problem. He said, I don't know what the problem with these people. He said, you got men on here can't do what you do, which we did mostly medical calls. 80% of our calls on the fire department is medical. And the men didn't have the compassion you would have on a patient that I had. And he picked up on that, and he told me, when we go on a call, I want you in that house assessing that patient, because that's what your passion is. And I see it in you, and that's what I want from you. Doug, I want you, if we have a fire, I want you to grab that big hose and put it out. I'm splitting our duties up. And from that, when he said that, I think that's the best day of my life in the fire department. I can remember it to today. It was on Sunday in the kitchen. He sat at the table. He said, well, you guys, we were having a meeting. I said, oh Lord, what's going on now? He came in there, he said, Luna, I see your weakness and I see your strength. I said, oh God. He said, but your strength is medical calls, paperwork. That's what I want you to do. Doug, you a he-man. You lift weights and everything. Anything heavy, that's what you do. And that day with Mick Cornett, Doug Westmoreland, and Max, that day was the best day, and from then on, I got relaxed. But when Milton transferred, it started all back over again. I can definitely say, you had some on there that was supportive. Some just did not want me there. We have any questions? Did I go too fast? Everybody, y'all understand me? Okay, yeah. But that was the fire department. And she said my time is up, so.
We have to have time for questions.
Okay, questions for
It's
everybody?
going to be a continuation of the same conversation, just from the perspective of questions that need to be answered. We always start with Mr. Ken Coombs.
Good morning, Linda.
Good morning, glad to see you.
We go way back, don't we?
Yes, we do, way back to the 80s.
I heard you make a reference to the fact of not being recognized. To what extent can you tell us in regards to who, what, when, where, and why they have refused to acknowledge you?
Because I feel to me, I was black and I was a woman. And I feel also because I started speaking out, and they don't like that. They want you to be seen but not heard. And I started speaking out. So to this day, I don't know why. I just it's an oversight with them or whatever. But I know Becky got a good send off and a write up and everything. But no, I have never ever got anything from the city of Charlotte containing it.
All right, we have Jess.
Good morning. Thank
Good
you
morning.
so much. I appreciate what you've done and what you are doing. I'm gonna definitely keep this brief, but I'm just curious. I don't know how you spent 25 years enduring all of that. My question to you: what's the names of some of these folks? Because they probably still around live and kicking. And I need to know who we got beef with because ain't no way you went through all that.
Well, the first one is the chief of the first one is, most of them is gone because I came on 25 years ago. I retired in 2007. A lot of them is dead and gone. That's that hard. But you still have the city of Charlotte, the new chief we have. Yes.
The new chief?
Yes. I was made where, yes. Mm-hmm. So what?
I said, City
No,
council.
wait, you gotta get the mic right now. Wait a minute. Please, you wanna just go into your question now, Ms. Darlene?
I don't have a question. I was gonna say something. City council looks like me.
So, thank you, say it again.
Right, they look like me. And, it is not too late for them to undo what has been done. And it might take us to bring that to their attention. And, if they gave the other person of the other persuasion a great send-off, it's not too late to acknowledge you. I have to say that I remember when I was on maternity leave at a company, I got a letter saying they had given the promotion to someone else who didn't look like me. Now, thank God there was someone who took up for me, and when I got back, they undid that. But a lot of African American women have gone through that.
Yes.
Not to the degree you have. And so I, for one, will be happy to write a letter to tell them that I think they should recognize you. And I have a program that we can recognize you.
Well, thank you. But, everybody on city council know who I am. I walk that door downtown, oh, shoot, mention my name, they
They
don't
haven't
want
rectified the wrong.
Kara, before we go to your question, let me ask you, Ms. Lockhart, what would that look like in the perspective of recognizing a firefighter in respect? What is that, I don't know, a fire engine being named in your honor? Like, what did those things?
To recognize me, it would be to put out there, put in the books that I was the first black firefighter.
That's all.
That's it?
I mean, I was the first. They got this little book out, but they recognize I got about that much. Jackie got that much. See what I'm saying? It's a big difference in the way they present it.
Say no more. Carrie?
Yeah, I think you need more than that. Thank you for sharing your story. My question is, what kept you there? Like, how did you?
My mom she was from the country. She was, we call her hard, everybody else call her sweet. You know how you be sweet to outside and hard inside? She told me I better not quit. She said, girl, you better not quit. We don't have quitters in the family. You stand there and you take it out. You know how to deal with them. You know how to deal with white folks. I come to the house, you do it. What she told me. Because I'm from the South. And when she told me, you know how to deal with them. Long as they don't put their hands on you, you good. Deal with them. And so I had to deal with them. Because you didn't know my mother. She was 4'11" and called her Big Red, and she didn't play. I'm telling you, she didn't play.
All right, then pass it over to April after you're done.
Who was that?
I got you.
Okay. Good morning,
Good morning.
Ms. Lockhart. My name is Robert Collins. I have a radio show, and I'm going to speak about you this Thursday morning. My show comes on at 8 a.m. Thursday morning,
Okay.
and I was going to be speaking about different African-American women as we are finishing out the Women's History Month. And I will be giving you your praise on my show on Thursday morning.
Thank you.
And I just want to just let you know that. But I do want to ask, did you ever have any more children?
No, I had a son. I had a son before I came on. I didn't know. I didn't. I just didn't.
It's the rules. I say fine.
So, I'm April. We
Hey.
met a time or two. How you been?
How you doing?
All right. So I just want to get this straight because my mind is baffled because we never got to that part when me and you were talking here and there. So Becky, or they gave other people their props when
yes.
they get ready to retire and everything like that. Before Mr. Johnson became the chief, where their problems, then they went on from him, right after him.
They went on before he got there, and it's still going on. He didn't fix the problem. They just moved somebody into that spot, and it was supposed to be, how can I say this? Well, the first one you had was white, now you got black. Not what you have to say. But I wasn't speaking on the color, I was speaking on the problem. They never did fix the problem, and the problem's still there. We had a young lady, African American, black lady. She had to quit because of what they sent up there. And we are in 2020, we are in the 2200. I mean, come on now. 2025, we still fighting the same problems we had back in the 80s and 70s. 80s and the 70s, that's what we still going, we still struggling. And when somebody looks at me and says, well, we got somebody here, I said, do we need to do the paper bag? You might know like the paper bag test. That's what they do. The paper bag test. I said, do we need to do the paper bag test to show you what I'm talking about? I mean, come on now. That's what, yeah, because the darkest one gonna fight for is gone. But you're praising the paper bag test? Come on now. Everybody know what the paper bag test is? Okay, good. That's what we're going through. And they keep running, well, we got, no, that's what I'm saying. Fix the problem.
All right. There's Lockhart dropping out with his. Ms. Darnell.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Darnell, and I'm amazed at your level of endurance and perseverance. My question is, you may have said it, there's two parts. How many people of color, African American women, Hispanic, Latinos, are now female working in the fire department?
It's my understanding, we have, might be five. Might be five, Latin America. Might be five, I'm thinking. I know 4 offhand. I'm throwing an extra in there just to be on the safe side. No.
How big is it? Yeah, well, how big, what would those numbers be?
We probably got about, 2,000?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And my next question is, and it's probably...
Next question, what do you mean?
Well, it's a two-part. I said
Okay.
two-part
Question. Yes, sir.
With all of the treatment that you received, and I know some have since transitioned on, did any of those firemen come and apologize to you for the way that you were treated? Anybody?
You talking about white man? No. Coming to me? No. No. I'm sorry.
That's right though.
No.
Oh man, this is the most candid Tuesday morning forum in the history of
I'm sorry.
No, this is amazing.
I'm sorry.
Please, Mr. Combs, go.
I'm so sorry.
No, we're loving it. Yes. Keep right on.
I don't want anybody to get it twisted to think that there has been any significant advancements in the fire department
Thank you.
simply because of the hue of the skins of the people who lead it.
Yes.
Because they are not immune to some of the same discriminatory issues that others are.
Yes.
And as a matter of fact, I happen to personally know a young brother who is in the fire department. He is probably 50 years old now, but he's old enough now and experienced enough to retire. But he tells these horror stories, tremendous horror stories, that sometimes he's afraid to even go into a burning building, expecting the possibility that if something were to happen to him, he doesn't believe his colleagues would come and take him out.
Yes.
And also the fact that they have gone to locations where people of color who are in medical distress have been openly treated less than others who have been, treated when they have gone to similar affairs. So I don't think this stuff is over simply because of who sits in the chief's chair. Sometimes it gets even worse.
Well, look at city council, he's getting even worse. They know what's going on. That's why they know my name. Oh, you always complain about the same thing. Yes. The fire department, I'm compassionate about it. The job chose me. I didn't choose the job. The job chose me. And I love what I did. But we need to fix some of the wrong that's over there. Don't cover it up by putting somebody in office that look like me and don't know what they're doing. So you just added to the problem. You didn't fix the problem, you covered it up. Let's peel back the onion of the cover and open it up and fix the problem. That's all I've been asking. And City Council will tell you, I always ask to fix the problem. We had a 5-alarm fire here in Charlotte, out there at South Park. Do you know if it hadn't been for the old chief to come in and put that fire out, the new chief they would got people killed. Thank God that he did go by there and say, no, this is what we're gonna do. Because they was about ready to get some people killed. And City Council know about this. Well, how long do you give somebody a chance that's not doing their job? You didn't give me a chance. You did not give me, but you giving him a chance. What's the difference between me and him? Nothing. But he just a male on 50. I came from him. That's all it is. And that's my problem is I'm just asking y'all to fix the problem. And I'm fighting for people. People say, well, why are you always worried about? I'm fighting for the ones that scared of their job. What does that mean? Put me out City Council. Who cares? I'm fighting for the ones that cannot fight for themselves. I love them. I want them to have the best experience there that I didn't have. But I'm just there. I get phone calls and stuff. I'm fighting for the guys that's there now that scared to speak up. I mean, I don't understand. We in the South, and Lord knows we act like we're in the South.
We have Miss Carlenia Ivory, then Miss Nancy Stroud.
Let Nancy go, because I'm taking on the privilege. Nancy, go ahead and go.
Okay. Good morning.
Wait, we're gonna get a mic to you so the streaming audience can hear.
I'm Nancy Stroud.
Hi.
And I, like you, being the first Black, supposedly, like with the fire department or with the bank or with whatever. As a tell.
Just closer to you.
Okay. Thank you so much. I know just hearing your story and your tenacity, like Darnell said, I also wanted to know how many Black women were on in the fire department today, but you answered that for her. And then I've seen like commercials like with recruitment, like when they talk about, and they want more women. And certainly women of color. All of this, of course, we know that's for show. But what type of program, what is the grievance process, and what channels do they have today? Let's just say you want them to adhere to the policies or to the processes or whatever they have established. What are they?
They have policies in place. All thing I want them to do is follow the policies in place. Take the personal feelings out of it and go by the policies that's in place. And don't change the process to fit the problem. They'll change, well, this is in the policy, so you're wrong. It wasn't there yesterday. They keep changing the policy. Get a policy and stick by it and hold everybody accountable for that policy. Don't change it because it's your friend.
Well, I think that it would be, once as this recognition and all starts going on, then this would be an opportunity for those questions to be asked. What are the policies? How they adhere to? What are the grievances? How is that handled? So that people are comfortable, because what we're hearing is that nothing has changed.
Nothing has changed. People now are more afraid of their job than we were when we came on. Because when I came on, we had Black men that would kind of like stand up for them, but now they are nurtured to no, you can't say that. No, you can't do that. They don't ask questions. Do not ask any questions. You don't ask no questions, you're their friend. But once you start asking questions and see what the answers is, and comparing it to somebody else who went through the same thing and they got a better result, well, why couldn't that happen to me?
Well, I guess the external voice, and if you have Carlenia's voice saying that this is, we're gonna make this known and we're gonna bring this out, and I agree wholeheartedly, then you got some support. And then it can't be shoved under the rug, because it's just, we talking one-on-one, it doesn't go very far.
No, it don't. It doesn't.
All right, Ms. Carlini, and then Carrie.
Again, I want to say thank you, but it takes more than one voice. It takes us all. Right now, the question is, are we now contacting, and this is a little off from Ms. London, are we making sure that we call the people in Raleigh, in DC, and letting them know how we feel? Because this is nothing new. And sometimes what I wanted to ask, and it's been asked, is are we taking advantage? What are the opportunities that are being presented? Nancy said there's ads on TV advertising for more women, but are we taking advantage and applying? Because sometimes, and I want to look at us, we're our worst enemy.
Mm-hmm.
And I just bring up another matter because it was brought to my attention, there are 3 top jobs that pay over $500,000 in this city that are gonna be filled. And it's not where they're gonna go out and do a national search. They are going internal, and the people look like them. I'm talking about top jobs that pay at least $500,000 or more. We don't say anything about that. But let our city manager, you have all the people look like me down there fighting if he gets another $50,000.
Yes.
They fighting.
Yes.
So I'm telling y'all, and that's just one instance, we are our own worst enemy. So we can sit here and we can say Carlini or whatever. There should be a letter, and all of us should be. Now, I don't want to do anything to malign the young man who's in that office, but sometimes you raise the level of consciousness. So we bring him here, and we're very polite, but we question and say, what can we do to help make this change? And let him know that we are aware of it, and this is something we can't tolerate. We need to question city council. You know, we have a lot of African Americans at the top in this city. And the question is, what do we get in return?
Nothing.
We have an excellent superintendent. Are we out there supporting her? I mean, we have to look at ourselves sometimes. And, you know, I could go on and on. But when I say there's 3 top jobs, and they're all over 500,000, there's no national search. They're gonna appoint them, and then we have our city manager, we try to give him some more money, and we fighting him. We have you way back, I'm older than you. They fought me. I'm telling you, guys, we need to look at us and say, what are we doing?
Because like you said, all the top jobs here in Charlotte, think about it, they are ran by African Americans. Think about it, especially in the city of Charlotte.
Exactly.
And we're not getting nothing. We see them when it's time for them to vote. They pop up at our church and say, vote for me. And that's all we hear from them. From them, try to make a appointment in their office and see what happens. You can't get an appointment. I can't get one, so. But they know me, so they're not really gonna talk to me, but try to get an appointment with your city council. Everybody should know who their city councilman is. Try to get an appointment with them and see what you get. And start asking some questions. Now, you're gonna sit there when it's time for you to vote, and that's about it. They're taking our votes, we need to make them work for our votes. Okay, you took my vote, you said come to your office, this is the day I'm coming, so be there, and I want some answers. That's what I be doing. They say, well, you just militant. No, I'm not militant. You want my vote? What I want to get for my vote? Because you're not doing anything. Charlotte right now is, the rent is too high. City council has something to do with it. Everybody on city council, let y'all know, either they're architects or they're in the real estate business. That's all you need to know. And see what's going up here in Charlotte. That's all I gotta say. Look where their money coming from. Look where the money coming from. We need to follow the money trail and see We are getting all these apartments in Charlotte. Half of them look alike. And everything else. And they ain't putting no, they are not putting no more trees back. Taking up all the land. Now I got a week for the lady over in Cherry. You got a house sitting right. Her house is on the worth 50. You got a $500,000 house and it's worth $50,000. City council, come on now, that don't make no sense. We have had more people, black communities been wiped out, and we sit here not doing nothing. And we what? We got all them black people on city council, city mayor. The mayor, city manager. We're not getting nothing. Even our city lawyer, we're not getting nothing from them. They just, I don't think I said follow the money. Look up your city councilman and see where their donation is coming from and see what they are involved in. That tells you a whole lot right there. When you take a whole community like Sterling and wipe it slap out and say, well, y'all, we did, yes, you did know. Them people are not fighting for their life. Nobody showed up. Well, Arthur Griffin. Come on now. You wipe out a whole community. You know this 4 years ago. You could have gave people, okay, y'all, they try to buy y'all up. Y'all need to pay your taxes. Make sure everything's in order. You don't do that. You said y'all could have got a whole community and said, well, we didn't know. You have to know because the bill permits came from y'all. Y'all signed up on them. For you to sit there and tell me that in my face like I'm stupid, that's what they saying. Man, well, we didn't know all that was going on. People got replaced. Where y'all at? We're going to come help y'all. Nobody showed up but Arthur Griffin. Go down to Sterling School, down in that area. That COVID area been wiped out. They are wiping out neighborhoods by neighborhoods. And we sitting around like, oh, well, no. We are fighting for it. They trying to take Cherry. People realize they are trying, the hospital is trying to take Cherry away. You putting up little plaques, you see some little plaques they putting around town where with our black community, they putting up little plaques. That's what. But anyway, it concerns me because you're wiping out something that was there. I was born, I know what went on in the city. So why are you all sitting down putting a little plaque? That's all y'all getting. You might get a plaque, you might not. I'm sorry, y'all got my heart.
I'm gonna let you talk. I ain't say that. I'm gonna let you go ahead.
Get off my high horse. They say, oh, you complaining about the same thing every time we see you. So I'm gonna calm down and get off my soapbox, as my mother would say.
Carrie.
Can you speak to how the hiring of the chief works?
The hiring of the chief. Well, let me tell you a story about that. The hiring of the chief came through Marcus White. Marcus Jones. Yeah, Marcus Jones. What's wrong? Marcus Jones? Yeah, came through him. And that, so I got to follow the paper chase to that. That's all I got to say. I don't know. One thing is too young for a job.
So it's the manager that hires?
Yeah, the city manager. The city manager has, look, follow that trail. You're going to be interested in that one.
He has the final say, but there's more to it than that.
Yeah. But when that final say came for him, it was that. Yes.
Well, I'm saying he might have the final say, but he did not make the decision by himself. I'm not going to sit here and let you malign without us not knowing the whole story.
Okay, then, but in the story, he had it.
I got a question. While you were going through this, I know you mentioned that, with your husband, and this is, I don't want to get too personal in your life, but how did he accept or take?
I didn't tell him. I would put on the side of the road in the morning time before I got home, pray, put on his face, and went in the house like nothing happened the night before. Wow. This is honest God, that's what I had to do. Y'all just don't know. I would put on the side of the road and guess what? Get myself together and go in the house with have things. Y'all just don't know. Y'all.
You saved his life.
Right. Yeah.
All right, April.
Saved my mama life too, because she didn't know a lot neither. She was short, but she was spicy. Yeah.
Me again. You know, it's so disappointing about our fire chief because me and his wife Angela, we do lunch. We're friends. And I've got to know them ever since they came from Washington. It's really disappointing. But my question is, well, first, when the NAACP tried to remove him, you know, again, we kept him there.
Yes.
So evidently something went wrong within that, but that was the NAACP. So, but my question is, so how do we get involved, Ms. Ivory, when we want to make sure that the right persons, because I'm very vocal when it comes to our city council, county commissioner, school board, I take no prisoners. You come to the house, you come to the church, you want people's vote.
Yes.
And so I don't mind holding them accountable. So how do we make sure that it is fair? And like, you know, you went years, never said a word. So I hate that you went through it, but there comes a time, and that's for us today, when something is not right, even if you got to go to to a entity that supposed to be the voice of the community, whether it's your city council, county commission, wherever the issue is, to make sure that someone knows that there is unfair practice within this department. In order for us to make any kind of change, we can't continue to be scared. That's why what we got going on in Washington. Everybody is scared.
Okay. But not only did the NAACP try to get him fired, the local 660 tried their best to get him up out of there because of the practice he was doing. So it wasn't just only the NAACP, it was them too. But it was Marcus Jones, the one that kept him there. And like you say, we need to voice our opinion, stand up to it. Like I said, and hold them accountable for, you got my vote, this is what I want you to do. Because you working for me. It makes the city council be stand up to what they say they're gonna do and behind closed, do it in the open. Now, you don't got my vote, you say you're gonna correct this problem, but you haven't done anything. It's time for you to start doing what you said you was gonna do. You know what I'm saying? I can say, well, I've been doing this. And I complain a lot. So city council now knows went deaf ear on me, but I'm still complaining. It's not complaining, it's voicing my opinion. And they still need to do that. So we need to make sure that we hold them, when they get our vote, hold them accountable for our votes. Make them do their jobs. And they work for the people of Charlotte.
All right, Ms. Donnell.
You have certainly opened up Pandora's box. When I see firemen, and I think wonderful. But my question to you, you mentioned that you're fighting for the ones that cannot fight for themselves. What kind of results have you seen as a result of your voice that has caused positive change for?
Well, it's not positive change, because what they're doing is they'll say they'll fix it, but it don't get fixed. You know how you say, oh, take a car to a car dealership, or it's fixed when you go down the road and it cut off on you. Well, we thought we had it fixed. That's what they're doing now. That's what they're doing. They're not fixing anything. They're sitting there writing in a little book, okay, I got this down. Okay, you'll see a change, but you don't see no change. They say one thing and do something else. So all thing we can do is still complain. I mean, get that voice out there and let them know, hey, you have not fixed this problem. Now you're not creating another problem because you didn't fix the first problem. How are you going to handle that? Does that make sense what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, you haven't seen anything from the individuals that you've been advocating for where it is.
Most of them, since they are not, I was told, they was not allowed to communicate with me if they know about it. Like I tell them, guys, I'm not going to throw you in the bus. Don't tell them that you're talking to me, but you need to do this and this and this and this. And they do it. You go to a fire station and mention my name, see what they say. Oh, we're not allowed to talk about her. So you going, they going through that. They call me, I can tell them what to do, the guidelines of how to get their problems done. Sometimes it works and sometimes it don't work. And we have a lot of people who have gotten fired behind simple stuff. One guy got hurt down the training camp. They let him go because they didn't need him no more. But he got hurt on city property doing what you want him to do, but now that he's injured, you're gonna throw him aside? That's not fair. And where I know of people where some people, it's case who you are, and it's when them who you are and who you know, that really do works. It ain't what you know, it's who you know. It really works. I'm telling you now, seeing it firsthand, it really works.
But before we go to Ms. Carlini and Ivory, let me ask you, Ms. Lockhart, if you were to list, if you were to list and just say out loud the three main problems, what would they be?
The hiring process. It done went from 6 months to almost a year and a half in the fire department. For what? That's one of my biggest problems. And the second problem is we need to hire more minority women. Minority women, I'm saying, me since I'm being black, I say black women. That's one of the problems. And the next problem is the promotional process. It's been a joke since it's been in place. Just like I said, most of it's you hire, take you hours a year, then come on man, you ain't doing brain surgery, you put that time. This is a blue collar job. And we need a hire within the city of Charlotte. One to four member, back in the day, if you didn't live in Charlotte, you couldn't work for Charlotte. Now they going, why you don't go away to California and get somebody, and you got a guy here that's local, know the city, know the street. You want to hire him, but you can get somebody from California? Come on now. We need to start hiring within the city of Charlotte again. We got a chief now that live 4 hours away? Why are you living 4 hours away? We have a big fire, you have to drive 4 hours in. Time you get here, praise the Lord, hope the fire will be out. But you take a city car, using my gas, my car, going 4 hours away? Come on now. At one time you had to live in Charlotte to work for Charlotte. We need to get back to that. I mean, we have y'all could be surprised of how many cars, of city cars that leave this city 4 and 5 hours away to work and come back here, taking our taxpayers' dollars, taking it out and not bringing it back in. And we need to stop that. Charlotte Fire Department had got like that. We got people that work all over the place. I'm looking at this, but he driving a city car home? That's gas, that's wear and tear on that car. And you ain't doing me no good 4 hours away, Chief. And you get called in any minute now, but and he one of 3 people in charge. 3 people, he's the third in command. You 4 hours away? Come on now. We need to check into that.
All right, Ms. Carlini.
Again, I want to say, thank you. To answer April's question, I've asked Ken, who is excellent in writing, to help me to draft a letter. And if people want to sign it, then fine. I'm not here to draft a letter to debate everything that you've endured. I'm here to say, it's a lot of those things we cannot rectify that happened to you. But there are 3 things that Winston asked that we probably need to address, and you named those 3. And the only way to do that is to give the fire chief an opportunity to come, and those would be the items that we would ask about. What I want them to acknowledge is that you were the first African-American female. Regardless of whether they liked you or didn't like you, that doesn't change that fact, that you were the first. So that's what I'm saying. The only way to rectify is to get the person who's overseeing it. So again, I want to say we raise the level of consciousness so that they hopefully will take these things in account. We don't need to just get him, we need to address the members of city council with that also. But again, I'm not here to try to rectify everything she endured, because if that was the case, think about what people in this room have endured. All of us. If you put their problems in a hat and yours, you take yours back. So that's what I would like for them to acknowledge, because when I leave here, I plan to make my first phone call in my car. Their story might differ from yours, Ms. Linda, and that's okay. But we need to address what we've heard here today, right, wrong, or indifferent.
The voice of reason, Ms. Carlenia Ivory. Now we have Robert, Mr. Kuntz, and then Dr. Blanche Penn. That might do us. It might be it.
What I wanted to ask you was, when she was asking you about changes being made, and you said no changes you had seen being made, and I don't know if you even have access to this, but are the minorities even applying for these positions?
Yes,
You know,
yes.
If you're saying that there's a hold of 9 months to a year to get into the fire department, what can be done to change that so that if I apply for a position at the fire department, I know I'm gonna get a job in the next 2 to 3 weeks? You know, not I go find another job somewhere else and now I don't even want this job anymore because the time elapsed is so long.
They can do the process like they did when I came on. They can do it for 4 months. They can have everything done by 4 months. But they drag it out. Which don't make no sense. If you got somebody in California coming in for you, which is crazy, coming in for an interview, they're gonna have to fly in, then fly back out. Fly in again, then fly back out. Do everything in one day. They got so spread out, it's ridiculous. They have made it so hard. And they need to take the hiring process like it was before, out of the fire department. We got too much of, well, I don't like the way she, I have been told, Lord no, I have been told, a guy didn't get a job because the way he walked into the interview room. What the? Hey, like the way he walked in. He walked in like it was all about him. I was told that. What the? Come on now. What is that doing with it? The way he walked, he's proud of who he is. What's that doing with it? Well, I mean, no, come on now. Take it out of the fire department hand like it was. Take it completely out of their hands. They don't need to have nothing to do with it until they get the people who they recommend for them to hire, and that's it. Their hands are too much in the pot, and we still got this buddy in this family complex. See, we as black people, we don't have people coming up and was connected to the fire department in the 60s and the 70s. There was none.
But if we did,
Oh,
if we did, we would hire.
wait a minute.
Yeah, true.
All right, Dr. Blanche Penn.
Ms. Linda, what I've heard so far, and I apologize for being late, and I want to address even something that Ms. Ivory says. Even with working for Mecklenburg County Parks and Recreation, and we endured a lot of things that you hadn't endured as far as hiring, as far as promotion and things of that nature too. And I was the bad guy in the department, and because I caused a lot of problems and everything because of some of that, because I saw a lot of that. And, but they still, from the top, they still allowed it to happen.
Yes.
That hiring process and the whole 9 yards. Not that we wasn't qualified, but I was overlooked a couple of times myself in a department. And finally, when I got it, they tried to take it from me.
Yes.
So my thing is, we have if you ain't in that clique, it's a problem. If you don't know the people, it's a problem. So my thing in Charlotte, born and raised here, one thing I've learned is there's too many clickers. There's too many clickers. There's too many clickers. And so how do we get away And how do we get people who are qualified to get those promotions and get those things that they need to get those jobs? Because I've seen it in too many other companies, not just Mecklenburg County Parks and Recreation. But I go down there and fight, and I'm the bad guy.
Yes.
But I still go down there and fight.
See, I'm with you. That's why I said take it out of their hands. Even our employee manager, she's black. So we got all these black people that face ain't doing us no good. I mean, get my coat. You hiring somebody because his cousin worked in, and you like his cousin, so you're gonna hire that person. The clique is real. Like you said, the clique in Charlotte is real, and it's thick.
Really?
It's different. When you complain about no, okay, look at the qualification. He ain't got none. You got supervisors on the fire department, don't have a GED, but he's a supervisor. They ain't got a high school diploma, but he's a supervisor. But the job make him quit. No, it does not. My job, I got my job here. I'm doing the same thing he's doing. I got a high school diploma, but he don't. But you're gonna pick him over me. Well, then that's how the ball, you just didn't get it. But why? Well, you just think, no, that's not good enough for me. I want on paper. Don't ask for nothing on paper here in Charlotte. You'll never get it. Because you can track emails. They're not going to see your email. They're going to overlook your email.
Mr. Combs?
I'm going to put my reporter hat on right now. It really concerns me when I hear folks complaining about gentrification.
Yes.
And nobody can build or buy or put anything on a property until somebody sells it. And we are very quick to sell Grandma's house.
Yes.
Because we're gonna make $100,000 out of it. And Grandma didn't pay but 18, but we think we're making some money. And nobody can build anything on your property until you sell it.
Yes.
And part of the gentrification issue is the fact that we sell.
Yes.
And the other issue is around the notion of holding people accountable. A few months ago, I made a presentation about partly how to do that. And it's called We the People. And I'll be sure that you get you a copy of that.
Okay.
But it outlines how you can hold your council people accountable by identifying problems and staying on them to see how they rectify or do nothing with that problem. And then by the time it comes around for re-election, you can give them a grade.
Yes.
And that grade will say A, B, C, D, or go sit down. So, I look at both sides of issues. And while all that you have said today has merit, but I also think there will be some other sides of it.
Yes.
And one of the issues, though, of that other side is don't seem to be willing to come with full disclosure on a lot of things. And a lot of it's because of the power and the positions.
Yes.
And we got a lot of people in positions, but they ain't really running none.
Yes, that's what I say too.
All right, so Ms. Lockhart, before we go to the announcement, I'm gonna ask the final question. So I'm 43, and I've been driving since I was 15. I've also have mailed things since I was 15, earlier than that. And I will say, the DMV and the post office has felt the exact same my entire life.
Yes.
And I say that to say that systems run deep. And to keep my sanity, I live by a quote, even the abolitionists work hard. Again, systems go very deep. So if you were to recommend changes that would lead to systemic overhaul within the fire department, to dismantle some of that nepotism and some of these good old boy traditions, what would that be?
That would be I'm thinking about what's up there now. If it quacks like a duck, it is a duck. Them understand it. And that too, what I would say, be transparent. Okay, you said we equal, treat me like we equal. Well, don't go out here and start a fire and get burned. Then I start wanting to get burned. Chief, but I can do that, you can't. See what I'm saying? The fire department need to be transparent. The fire department need to hold the top people in charge. They need to hold them accountable. Don't come in the day meeting and say one thing and go out the door and do another. The fire department is, we call it the Lions Club. That's all they do. They say, smile on your face and grin. They need to change that. The city need to hold them accountable for how they treat people. That's my biggest problem. Make it transparent, that's what I can say. Make the fire department be transparent on everything. If they say they lost something, go find them. If I ever say, well, they got erased, they got lost. They are known for that. Make them transparent and hold them accountable for what they do. Hold them accountable of the wasteful money they spend. Hold them accountable about how they hire people. Hold them accountable for how they promote people. I just want them to take the hiring process and the promotion process out of the hand of the Charlotte Fire Department and the city employees. Because up there is a hot mess. All of them go hand in hand. I want everything to be transparent. Take everything out of their hand and get a private, independent person with no ties to the fire department to come in here and do the hiring and the promotion. And only let them see the things when it is up for them to let you know, we recommend this person be hired, you need to hire this person. This is what I want. I want transparency, which they don't have. City do not have that. They hide so much stuff, you go to a meeting, or you in court, and they see and say, oh, I lost that piece of paper. So, that's what I want. I want to do a better job of respecting people.
What a way to end it. Ladies and gentlemen, please, round of applause for the history maker, Ms. Linda Lockhart. Ironically, starting fires all over the place. All right, we will go to announcements. Right now, if you have an announcement, please raise your hand. We got Ms. Darnett, and we have Shay, and we have April.
I have 3 announcements here, and I really want to push one, especially this reconnecting the West End. This came in my mail, and it's a sensitive issue to me because we were affected in 1960 by the highway. But anyway, you may have gotten it in the mail. Don't miss it. It's March 25th. Reconnecting the West End project is a city Charlotte initiative looking at the potential future of the West End interchange. Interstate 77, 5th Street, Trade Street. And they have an open studio for you to drop in and see the design. They have a public pinup for you to give feedback. And then there's a community celebration Wednesday, March 26th from 5 to 7. It's the Historic West End Partners. If you want to take a picture of this, you can. And then Jatanya Adams said that the people have not come to talk about the new co-op grocery store coming to the Historic West End. Not the legacy people, not us, but everybody else who lives in that neighborhood has come. You have 2 more dates, April 2nd and April 16th. And you can take a picture of this, but she said, folk need to come out. We need to come out and give our input. We have not been doing that. So you're welcome to take a picture of that. And today there's a town hall meeting. Tuesday, March 25th, 5:30 to 7:30, 5 Points West End neighborhoods, upcoming projects, development and events at Bruns Elementary School. You can tour the new school, and then the town hall meeting is from 6 to 7. You're welcome to take a picture of this as well. They're inviting us. If we don't come out, then they have reason to say, we invited them, they did not come, they did not give feedback, and there's nothing else you can do.
All right, thank you, Ms. Darnett. Shay.
Hey everyone, I just have an update on Cedar Grove Cemetery. We have won a placemaking grant and we're looking to do a block party on April 5th. I would love for everyone to visit us at savecedargrove.org. I could use some donations and help to pull this event off and clean up the bus stop area for some of our local youth who at the moment wait to start their school day at a dump. That's what we're going to try to take care of. Saturday, April 5th, we'll be there from 9 to 4. Again, savecedargrove.org. Would love some support, donations, volunteers, whatever we can get to clean that area up and make a positive opportunity for these kids to start their school day off.
All right, yep.
Hi, Mental Health America, we're having a transportation workshop on April 5th. We'll be giving out a $20 gift card to anyone that attends. It's all about transportation. We're asking Anyone that knows somebody in Mecklenburg County that has an issue with transportation needs to find out about different resources. We'll be serving lunch, and we're doing it in partnership with the Disability Rights Council, I believe. But I have a QR code here if anyone wants to get some more information on that. It's a free transportation workshop that we're having at the South Boulevard Library, April 5th, 11:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m.
All right, I guess I'll go ahead and close with the Great West Side Fish Fry happening on Saturday, April 26th at West Complex. It is a culinary give back when we have chefs from throughout the diaspora offering the fish plate closely connected with their cultural identities. That might be croaker, baked beans and slaw. That might be jollof rice with a head-on snapper. Could be anything. Come check it out April 26th at West Complex. That is 1600 West Trade Street. Thank you so much for joining us for another exciting either episode or edition or another Sarah Stevenson Tuesday Morning Forum. Join us next week when our guest will be incredible. Thank you, Dr. Compass. Play us out. Thank you, Mr. Lockhart. That was amazing.